Ever wondered why it's so hard to stay motivated, especially when it comes to studying? You are not alone. Motivation is a complex beast, and understanding why it wavers can often feel like trying to solve the world's most intricate puzzle. It's a cocktail of factors, both internal and external, that can make the journey of staying motivated feel like an uphill battle. First up, let's talk about the sheer volume of information that we're expected to digest. In today's digital age, we're constantly bombarded with an overwhelming amount of data. This can make studying feel like trying to drink from a fire hose. Your brain is working overtime to filter out the irrelevant, leaving you mentally drained and struggling to focus on the task at hand. Next, there's the matter of interest. Let's be honest, not every subject is going to light a fire in your heart. Some topics may seem dry and dull, making it a challenge to maintain enthusiasm. When we lack interest, it's harder to retain information and our motivation takes a hit. Then there's the juggling act of managing time and stress. With assignments, exams, part-time jobs, and social commitments, it's easy to feel like you're being pulled in a million directions at once. The pressure can be intense, and it's natural to feel demotivated when you're constantly racing against the clock. And let's not forget the fear of failure. The idea of not meeting expectations, whether they are our own or someone else's, can be a powerful demotivating factor. The fear of getting a bad grade or not doing as well as your peers can cloud your mind and sap your motivation. Finally, there's the concept of instant gratification. We live in a world where we're used to getting results quickly, but studying doesn't always offer immediate rewards, and the delayed gratification can make it hard to stay motivated. But remember, everyone faces these challenges. The key is to find ways to overcome them. You may think that these obstacles are insurmountable, but many have faced them and come out victorious. Let's hear some of their stories. Consider the story of Jane. Jane was a student who found mathematics to be her kryptonite. Numbers, equations, and graphs seemed to be a language she couldn't comprehend. The more she struggled, the more daunting the subject became. But Jane didn't let her fear of mathematics define her. She sought help, found a tutor who could translate this alien language into something she could understand. Jane put in extra hours, practiced every day, and slowly but surely, she began to grasp the concepts. By the end of the semester, she not only passed her mathematics exam, but also scored the highest in her class. Jane's story is one of determination and resilience, showing us that no subject is too difficult to master if we put in the effort. Next, let's talk about Tom. Tom was a full-time student, working a part-time job to support himself. Balancing work and academics was a tightrope walk for Tom. He had to manage his time between studying, working, and resting. It was a struggle, and there were times when Tom felt like giving up. But he reminded himself of why he was doing this, the future he was working towards. He learned to manage his time effectively, prioritizing his tasks, and ensuring he was well rested. Despite the challenges, Tom graduated with honors, proving that it's possible to balance work and studies successfully. And then there's Maria. Maria was a first-generation college student in her family. The world of academia was unfamiliar, and she often felt lost. She didn't know how to study effectively, how to write academic papers, or even how to ask for help. But Maria was determined to succeed. She attended workshops, sought advice from her professors, and slowly, she learned the ropes. Maria graduated with a degree in biology, becoming a role model for her younger siblings and her community. Her journey is a testament to the fact that it's never too late to learn, and no challenge is too big to overcome. Lastly, let's look at Sam's story. Sam was diagnosed with dyslexia in his first year of college. Reading and writing were a challenge for him, and he often felt overwhelmed. But Sam didn't let his diagnosis deter him. He sought help, used assistive technology, and found strategies that worked for him. Sam not only completed his degree, but also went on to pursue a master's. His story illustrates that having a learning disability doesn't limit one's potential. These stories show that with the right mindset and strategies, it's possible to overcome any academic challenge. So how do you stay motivated? Here are some tips that have helped many students. First and foremost, set clear goals. Knowing what you're working towards is a huge motivator. Whether it's acing an upcoming exam, finishing a complex project, or simply mastering a difficult concept, having a clear objective provides a sense of direction. It's like having a destination in mind when you set out on a journey. Without a destination, you'd just be wandering aimlessly. So set your academic GPS and let your goals guide you. Next, break down your tasks into manageable chunks. Let's face it, big tasks can be overwhelming. But when you divide them into smaller, more manageable parts, they suddenly seem less daunting. Think of it as eating an elephant. No one can do it in one bite, but if you take it one piece at a time, eventually, you'll have consumed the whole thing. Similarly, by breaking down your tasks, you'll be able to tackle them one at a time, making the overall task less intimidating and more achievable. Now let's talk about active learning strategies. Passive learning is like sitting in the passenger seat of a car. You're along for the ride, but you're not really engaged. Active learning, on the other hand, is like being in the driver's seat. You're in control, and you're fully engaged. So take charge of your learning, participate in discussions, ask questions, and seek out answers. Make connections between what you're learning and what you already know. This active engagement will make your learning more enjoyable and, in turn, keep you motivated. Finally, don't forget to take care of your physical health. You've probably heard the saying, "A healthy body houses a healthy mind." Well, it's true. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can greatly enhance your cognitive function, making you more alert and focused. Plus, when you're physically fit, you feel good, and when you feel good, you're more likely to stay motivated. But here's the thing, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person may not work for another, so don't be discouraged if some of these strategies don't seem to work for you. The key is to keep trying different methods until you find what works best for you. Remember, motivation isn't a one-time thing, it's a continuous process. It's like a fire. If you don't keep adding fuel to it, it'll eventually die out. So keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep fueling your fire. Remember, the key to staying motivated is to find what works for you. Everyone is different, so don't be afraid to try different strategies until you find what helps you stay focused and excited about learning. At the end of the day, it all comes down to perseverance. Perseverance, the ability to keep going despite the odds, is the backbone of any significant achievement, especially in the realm of academics. It's that relentless determination, that unwavering commitment to your goal, that can transform the impossible into the possible. You see, success isn't a straight line. It's more like a winding road, a roller coaster with its thrilling highs and daunting lows. Picture this, you are in a boat, rowing against the current. There will be moments when the waves are calm, and you can row with little effort. Other times the waves will be wild, and every stroke will feel like a battle. That's the journey to success. Smooth sailing one moment, stormy seas the next. But it's in those stormy seas where the true power of perseverance shines the brightest. When the waves are crashing and the wind is howling, it's easy to think about giving up, to let the current carry you away. But it's in those moments when you dig deep, when you keep rowing despite the odds, that's when you truly grow. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, they're not just roadblocks on your journey to success. They're stepping stones. Each one is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger and more resilient. And it's through overcoming these challenges that you build the perseverance necessary to reach your goals. Just remember, the path to success is not about avoiding difficulties, but embracing them. It's about understanding that the road will be tough, the journey will be long, but the destination will be worth it. It's about recognizing that every setback is a setup for a comeback. So keep going, even when it's hard, because the most rewarding accomplishments are those that require the most effort. After all, the sweeter the victory, the harder the battle. So embrace the struggle, for it is in the struggle that we find our strength, our courage, and our perseverance.